So when you're a freelancer working for yourself, and especially if you are working from home, keeping the work-life balance can be really difficult. So if you are planning or you have just started freelancing, but you feel that all you do is work and this is not what you quit your corporate 9 to 5 for, then keep on watching, as in today's video I will give you some tips on how to keep that work-life balance when you are a freelancer, and also share some of my own experiences and what I did and how I navigated the transition from corporate to freelancing. So I left my corporate 9 to 5 job last year so I could start freelancing instead, as I wanted to have more freedom. I wanted to have the ability to travel and be in control of my schedule. So my background is in human resources, recruitment and coaching, and I have been doing this for the last 11 years. So when I have decided to quit my 9 to 5, I transitioned into freelancing and started doing HR and recruitment consulting for startups and SMEs. So while I did essentially quit my corporate job to have more freedom and to be able to manage my own schedule and generally to have more time to spend with people I love and just to enjoy life, I quickly found myself working more hours than I was working in my corporate, with no time to see or do anything else that I enjoyed. No time for exercise or even a walk. At some point, I literally was waking up, working for 14 to 16-hour days, and then I was going back to sleep. That was it. And as you can imagine, I burned out quite quickly. I was really cranky, I was really stressed, I was tired all the time. And at some point I realized that I just couldn't continue going on like this, because firstly, it wasn't healthy, and secondly, I wasn't happy with my life and it's not what I wanted my life to look like. So I wanted to go freelancing to be able to do all these other things, and there I was, even worse off than ever, working 9 to 5. So let me guys know in the comments below if you have been through a similar thing or you have felt the same way at any time or any point in your career. I would really love to know your experiences. So I started to implement some changes, and here is what helped me to get a much better work-life balance, being able to enjoy life, travel and do the things that I originally wanted, including, by the way, starting this YouTube channel. So first thing is to set your financial goals and budget for yourself. One thing that I realized was making me so stressed and so under pressure, thinking that I needed to work more, was not having a clear view of my finances and also not knowing how much exactly I needed to bring in that was sufficient and sustainable for me. So when you start freelancing, I think one of the most difficult adjustments to make is having that realization that there is no more stable paycheck coming into your bank account every single month. So you need to learn how to manage your money correctly, how to budget, and how to set up your projects in the way that you can manage financially without struggling every single month. So because some of the projects can be paid hourly, others will be paid on project by project basis or on completion of the project, and the payment terms also can vary. It can be anywhere between 30 to 90 days or even up to 120 days in some of the companies. So you will really need to keep that in mind when doing your financial planning. So set your financial goals and break them down to monthly or even weekly goals to know how much you need to be bringing in at any point. You also need to track your actuals against your forecast. So what you have actually earned against what you should have earned, considering all the projects that you had coming in. This was one of the biggest things that gave me a peace of mind and better work-life balance, because I was so stressed thinking that I needed to work more because I thought I wouldn't earn enough. But when I actually started to track my actuals against the forecast, what I realized that I was bringing in much more than I anticipated. So in a way, I could actually relax a bit and take on less workload, as I knew exactly how much money was coming in that month. So the next thing that helped me to get a better work-life balance when freelancing is to have a clear understanding of what is important to me or my why. What I mean by this is having a clear understanding why you want to freelance. So for me, for example, I didn't go freelancing to make an enormous amount of money, but what was important for me was the freedom. The ability to have my own schedule, to plan my days however I wanted to, be able to work out at the time that was best for me, and so on. I also wanted to have the ability to work from anywhere in the world, so I could spend more time with my parents who live in a different country than I do. So I knew that I wasn't willing to work more than a certain number of hours a day to have the work-life balance that I wanted. So for example, if you went freelancing because you wanted to earn more and that was your main reason, then you need to know what that more is. And you have to have a good idea of how much time you will need to put in to do the work in order for you to be able to achieve your financial goals, and then understand what work balance would look like for you in this case, and if that is something that you are happy with. The next thing that helped me to get a better work-life balance was prioritizing. Prioritizing what was important to me and things that were not negotiables for me and I wasn't willing to sacrifice. So one of the priorities was my health, so I made sure that I was working out regularly, that I was eating healthy, and that included going grocery shopping to the market, cooking some freshly made dishes, and going also for walks every day. And because that was non-negotiable and I was sticking to it, it gave me much better work-life balance because I was able to focus on the things that I wanted. So another thing was working out regularly. Even though I have already mentioned it, but I just wanted to highlight it as a separate point, as it is so important to make sure that we move our body every day and we get in some sort of activity every day, be it gentle yoga, Pilates, a run, or anything else that you might enjoy. I'm sure you guys know that working out is so beneficial to not only your physical health but also mental health. It also makes us happier and more fulfilled in our lives because we feel better after we work out. We feel stronger, we feel like we can accomplish everything and anything, and we achieve more, and that in return makes us more satisfied with our life, and it raises the quality of our life as well. So if you want a better work-life balance, make sure to work out regularly. Another thing that helped me to achieve a better work-life balance is keeping myself organized and managing my time well. What I found was working well for me is good planning beforehand, time blocking, and also batching tasks together. So I would plan my week in advance, usually on Monday morning, and then I would block time in my calendar for the things that I needed to complete that week, and I would group similar tasks together. So for example, if I needed to issue several invoices that week, I would block some time and do all those invoices together rather than going back and forth and doing each one at a different time. And what also helped me big time with my work-life balance is that I would schedule all the non-work related things as well into my calendar. More so, I would schedule my priorities or my non-negotiables first, and then I would schedule work around it. So implementing these things truly made such a huge difference, and it not only brought a work-life balance that I originally wanted when I started out freelancing, but it really elevated the quality of my life as well. So hope this was helpful, guys, and I really hope that you can also go and maybe implement some of the things or even all of the things I have talked about in this video to help you to get a better work-life balance when you're a freelancer, the same way as it helped me. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any new videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I wish you all a great day and a great week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!